Good morning, everybody. Okay, it is Jack's turn this morning, and we've got essentially 55 minutes, so we could go over a few minutes if we need, 60 minutes. And the purpose of this is just to get some experience. So there's no right and there's no wrong. You're just going to do what you're going to do, and then we're going to look at it and see how it fits in. It'll give you some experience. Next time you can make some corrections, right? So I'm just going to sit and watch. In fact, I'm going to go mute myself. So give me a second. And Jack, just say something. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning.
Hi, Jack.
Don't say
Uh,
anything. Don't say anything. Good morning. Okay. Reverse. Reverse. Touch the earth. And close your pores.
Okay, so I want to get Jack's opinion on what he just did. I have some things I want to say, but I also would like to get you guys' responses too. If you need to go, just go ahead and go, right? If you've got appointments or things you need to do. Um, but why don't we start with Jill and Catherine so that if they need to go, they can just go. Catherine, any comments? Just anything you want to tell Jack?
Thank you, Jack. No. It was really good. I thought that, but I knew that before you started. I think it's too long. So I think that some of the movements to me are rushed. I like to go really slow with this, but the list is so long that I think it's almost impossible. But otherwise, I was amazed that you remembered everything. You didn't have to look at your piece of paper.
Oh, I looked at my paper. I didn't
Oh,
remember
really?
everything.
I couldn't see it.
I have it
Um,
right here.
Jack,
Did it on the fly.
Jack, what was your count on each move? How many times did you do each move, roughly?
Well, basically, except for the the hands on the breast and the roll the ball, basically it was 9 times for each
9
move.
times.
And if there was a left and a right, that only counted as one.
Okay.
So one,
Wow.
1, 2, 2,
So Catherine, what could he do to slow things down a little bit and still fit within the time limit?
I think it's impossible. To me, the way I feel this series of moves, I need to go really slow, and it's too long.
So if the overall routine is too long, how can you make it shorter and still do everything?
Well, I guess by doing, I mean, instead of 9, doing 6, but at the same time, 9 is good because I mean, you really have to feel it, and I don't know.
No, 9. You're right. 9 is good, and what we would do back in the day is we would not necessarily try to fit it within exactly an hour. Maybe it would be an hour and a quarter, but we've got an hour here to work with. So as I mentioned the other day, a
I would,
way to fit everything into this hour is just to do everything 7 times instead of 9 times. That
yeah,
seems
but
like a very small change, but it will get, about a third of your time suddenly is now more available to you. So you can slow down quite a bit and still get everything in. It's,
yeah, but
yes.
yeah, but what about skipping the face massage? I mean, I
Yes, you could skip the initial thing. You can skip the face massage. All those things would make it much shorter, and then you could do 9 times. So it's not like there is no perfect way to do these things, because it's always a trade-off, one thing or another. The reason that I gave you everything, right, is partly because I do everything when I'm leading on Sunday morning, and what I do is cut everything down to seven times instead of 9.
hmm.
Um, but also because those are important activities, actually. The first one where we're doing this, it's important to have a doorway from the outer world to the inner world. At least that's always been my experience. The head massage, personally, I just love it. Of everything we do, that's my favorite. So I always want to do that. But when you do that, you're going to use up quite a bit of your time. So you're going to have to manipulate other things. Again, there's no right or wrong. There are just going to be trade-offs. So asking you to do it this way is not saying this way is the only way or the best way. It's just a way. So we do it, you get some experience, and then you may decide, Catherine may decide, absolutely legitimately, that she wants to do it a different way. That's absolutely legitimate. Next time, but this time she needs to do it this way, just to get the ground experience of what it is to do that. I'm going to take off on something she said, and this conversation may go for another 10 minutes or so. So if you need to leave, just leave.
Yeah.
Something that Catherine said, at least my interpretation of it is that Jack was doing a good job. You had a feeling of it, and that's what you want in a leader. You don't want something that is either mechanical or monotonous. You want something with some feeling to it. And what is it that gives something feeling? Think about, um, I've been listening to some music, some singers in the past couple of days. And the singers that I really love don't, in a certain sense, they don't sing correctly. They sing their way. And that allows them to bring a lot of feeling into their song, right? Some soul into their song. And that's what you have to have when you're leading is even though you're not saying anything, actually you are saying you're saying a lot with your body. And so the rhythm of what you're doing shouldn't be mechanical. You should, when you watch someone who's leading, they should feel like they're swimming in the air. That's the way Master Feng used to describe it, right? You're swimming. You can feel them feeling their own body and feeling gravity and feeling the air. And the rhythm is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's much more dance-like. All right. So anyway, that's kind of one of the comments I wanted to make. Jill, what do you want to say?
Actually, I just had a question about whenever you're scooping up yin energy. So is it always that you pull it into the back?
Yes, but what you need to do, this is a comment I was going to make because I didn't make it the other day, and you have two big acupuncture points. You know the kind of dimple in your butt, right behind. Here's the great trochanter, right behind it, right on each side. That's an acupuncture point called the Huntao, all right, and um, it's kind of the acupuncture point that controls the legs. So when you're coming back, what you're doing is essentially touching that, not physically, but mentally, and you can feel it. When you just come up like this and you don't touch that, well, that might be okay. But for a lot of these exercises, you want to touch this because it's going to activate all your legs. And I don't know about you guys, but I can feel that. The difference between this and this is really big, at least in my book.
Okay.
That's a Jill. I sent Jack a document for that whole beginning series that we do that also includes that and includes the names of the acupuncture points that we touch and hit here. So I'll send you a copy too, so that you've got it.
Okay, thank you.
Jill,
oh,
yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you, Jack. I forgot to. I was going to say that first. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over some specific points with Jack, just a couple of points. Jill, you're welcome to stay if you want. If you got to run, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually have to go because I'm going to go for a hike on Mount Tam. So
Okay, have fun.
all
Mount
right.
Tam.
Yes, I'll review the tapes.
Okay, sounds good. So Jack, I just made a couple of notes here. One is I really liked the way that you are doing the leg stuff. Boom, 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 boom. And it's very clear when you do that first that you touch the hun tao back here, but also when you're going down the yang meridians, and you're coming up the yin meridians. Is very, very clear, the differentiation. That's important. However, earlier in the first thing here, you need to do the same thing with the arms. You need to turn your palm up and come up the inside of the arm. Circle the shoulder, and then turn the palm down and go down and out that, and again up and out, just exactly like you do with the legs. Right? That's one thing. And of course, when you're bringing energy up the yin, that's when you breathe in. When you're going down the yang, that's when you breathe out. When you're doing the three dan qians, open and close, you need to pay a little more attention to the lao gong, the inner lao gong here, and the outer lao gong on the other side. Just watch my palms as I do this, and how I manipulate my palms. All right. Inner lao gong, and then it's when you're going to go out, you switch from the inner lao gong to the outer lao gong, and the fingers just totally relax. Relax from the wrist. All right? But put your attention on the lao gong. So there's some pung in the hand, but it's not in the fingers and it's not on the inside, it's on the outside. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Good. All right. When you do this, you should really feel it. It's almost like you're pushing something open, and then you're squeezing something shut. On your HUNYUAN Qigong, the three circles that we do in between, that it's very easy to think of that as a two-dimensional, quote unquote, a two-dimensional exercise. It's not, it's three-dimensional. All right. So yes, there's this dimension and there's this dimension, but there's also front to back dimension too. And a way to get at that, it's less obvious than the other two dimensions, but the way to get at that is to pay attention to Peng Lu Ji An, or Peng Lu An Ji in this case, right? Peng. Peng. Lu. An. Ji. Peng. Lu. An Ji. In other words, you're coming out and then you're coming in and down. Yes. So it's just a little more definition like that. And the control of the hands is exactly the inner and outer logo, exactly like what I was doing with the others. So at first, right, the fingers are very relaxed, but there is pung in the hand. It's just in the outer part of the hand, not the inner part. Pung. Now it switches to the inner part, lu. Right? On and chi. Oh. The whole ending of this, you when you do the mixing and then you come up and then you do all this, etc., etc. Just don't do the three Qigongs between those
Yeah,
moves.
yeah, I realized that in the middle, it seemed natural not to, and I threw
Yeah,
one in, but
yeah, yeah. So, because it will eat up a lot of time. It also separates the exercises, and these exercises all go
yeah, they
together.
go
So it's
together.
better
Yeah,
not to separate them.
yeah. It
Uh,
also seemed to me, I don't know, but, and I did this partially because of time, was that after hands rolling the ball, it just kind of seemed natural to go like this
oh, yeah, it
without
is exactly,
meditation in between.
exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly right. And then just a general comment. You're already getting into it, and this is going to sound like I'm making a comment about performance. And I understand there's some aspect of that, but it's not really performance. It's because performance to me implies something, a relationship with your audience. And this is about the relationship with the audience, but you shouldn't be focusing on it at all. And I'm not saying you were, I'm just saying in general, um, the the sessions that I've done with other people that I've enjoyed the most are when they are really practicing. They are really into it. They don't, in a sense, they don't even care about anybody else. They're really just kind of doing that. When one gets rushed, uh, it takes a lot of the magic out of this, which is what Catherine was saying, right? So a solution to this is maybe to go from repeating it everything 9 times to repeating it 7 times. That will give you two ninths, right? So about 20% more, twenty
Yeah.
percent more time, which means you can slow down and you don't have this. You don't have not only the feeling but the reality of being a little rushed. Just the mental attitude of being a little rushed. It also gives you a little more time to sync your chi. So every exercise you're going to be syncing your chi, right? So let's say we're doing this exercise. All the way down to the bottom of the feet, all right? So maybe you can take 3 seconds to do that instead of 2 seconds to do that. And like, well, it's 1 second. Yeah, but it makes a difference. It allows you to really be practicing rather than to be rushing along. Um, Probably the main thing I want all you guys to get out of this is, and I'm sure when you were dancing, did you do performance?
Just a little bit, I did it a few times. I was not really into, it's funny, I was not into performance partially for the same reason, because I really like taking class and I like dancing, but I didn't like to, once you get into preparing for a performance, that's what you're doing, and I felt it was a little bit more external than I wanted
It
it to be.
is. There's no doubt
So,
about
so
it.
I didn't do it a whole lot. Plus, I have some stage fright. So,
Well, the same thing is true with Tai Chi. A little less with Qigong, but if you're going to lead or you're going to teach, then you run into that. Um, and to me, there's an aspect of performance which is like public speaking. You know, there are lists, you can check them out on Google, lists of the things that people are afraid of, right? The one that is scarier than death is public speaking for everybody, right? How do you get over that? Well, you just have to do it.
you have to do it. Yeah.
You just have to do it until you don't worry about it anymore. So what I'm hoping is that by, you know, exposing you guys to this gently over the next few months and whatever, it gets you sort of get past those butterfly stage and get into a stage where you feel a sense of competence and going, okay, I've got 60 minutes, or I've got 45 minutes, or I've got 30 minutes. I can just creatively craft something that's going to work. If I've only got 30 minutes, I know I either have to do just a few things, or I have to do maybe one or two more, but I'm going to have to do each of them with a smaller count or something. So you just develop a sense of doing that and not be worried
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I find, well, with Tai Chi and partially, well, especially in this is not internalized yet, you know, so I'm looking at a chart, and when I was working, I did a lot of presentations and,
Uh-huh.
you know, like technical whiteboards and stuff, but it takes a while. I mean, once you're super comfortable with the material, then A, it's not a problem, and B, if your time is not what you thought it was going to be, or it changes in the middle, then you know enough on how to adjust it and make it end at the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just practice, you know.
It's just practice. You just have to get in there and practice. Maybe I'm pushing the river a little bit here, but I just figured, you know, throw you in the deep end of the pool and just get some experience. And you know, if it doesn't work out here, well, that's just information. That's how you learn.
No, you
And
learn it better if you have to teach it.
if absolutely, I have learned as much about Tai Chi and Qigong teaching as I ever learned in Master Zhang's classes.
Yeah.
Because it makes me focus on, all right, what are you actually doing? How are you going to how am I going to explain this particular motion? What am I really doing? I can do the motion,
Yeah.
but now I have to break this down into its constituent parts in order to make it accessible to other people. And then they practice the parts, and then slowly they start to put the parts together, and then eventually you get it. But that's a whole nother art than the actual art you're trying to teach.
Right.
And I think it's really good. It's made me a better practitioner. Okay, any final comments or thoughts?
Yeah, just that like the head massage is your favorite, it's my least favorite.
Oh, really?
And when Catherine said that about cutting it out, I was because I was actually surprised when I got your list. I went, oh no, we're doing the head massage. But part of it was time compression too, I felt.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
But anyway,
Well,
you know,
you're right.
whatever.
You're right. Yeah, maybe it's because I always have sinus problems, and you know, it helps clear
I'm
it
just
out.
like, ah. But no, I don't have anything else. Thanks for the feedback.
Well, I thought you did a good job. There was a feeling there, and ultimately, you can put all the other stuff aside. It just comes down to, is there a feeling?
Yeah.
When you follow someone, can you pick up a feeling from them and go, okay, I can be with this person. I can do this because they're actually doing something. All right, good job.